Check one two. Check one two. Check one two. Check one two. Check one two.
Oh, how high would I climb mountains if the mountains were you high? Oh, how far I'd scale the valleys if you graced the other side. Oh, how long have I chased rivers from lonely seas against the rush of grace descending from the source of its supply. 'Cause in the highlands and the heartache, you're neither more or less inclined. I will search and stop at nothing. You're just not that hard to find. I will praise you on the mountain, and I will praise you when the mountain's in my way. You're the summit where my feet are, so I will praise you when the valley's all the same. No less God within the shadows, and no less faithful when the night leads me astray. 'Cause you're the heaven where my heart in the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, how far beneath your glory does your kindness extend the path from where your feet rest on the sunrise to where you sweep the sinner's path? And oh, how fast would you come running if just a shadow of me through the night? Trace my steps through all my failure and walk me out the other side. For who could dare ascend that mountain, that valley hill called Calvary, but for the one I call Good Shepherd, who like a lamb was slain for me? Oh, I'll praise you on the mountain. You say, so I'll praise you when the valley's all the same. No less God within the shadow, no less faithful when the night leads me astray. 'Cause you're the heaven where my heart in the highlands and the heartache all the same. Sing it out, wherever you'll make my mountains where I stand.
Hey, is it just that you're driving and can't look? Oh, okay. All right. I think we're fine. I'm going to send it to Jennifer and have her check it. So. Oh, course. Check, 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 check. Hey Jennifer, it's Dan. I just sent you the codes. I don't know if you were aware you could check them now or not, but if not, no big deal. Okay, no problem. No, it'll be just the one for baccalaureate, um, and then I'm sorry, honors day, and then I'll send you the baccalaureate one this afternoon. Um, what time does it actually start? We can have a graphic and probably with some music up around. You tell me what time you'd like to. What's easy? 1:15 is perfect. Yep, we can do that. Okay, no problem. And if you need anything, call. Okay, sounds good. Thanks. And you won't hear any audio. All you'll see for now is just a screen, just a
to me and I get to give it to them or no?
I think so. Right. Yeah, it's after that one. There it is.
Oh, this was, oh, good Lord, it's long. Anna Kit and Hannah Tillman. Oh, I'm so happy to give this one. Is it Juliana or Anna? Juliana.
Olivia. Here she is.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the upper school faculty, I would like to welcome our students, parents, and special guests to this year's Honors Day. Today's awards presentation is designed to recognize our most distinguished students and faculty from all areas of school life. It would be impossible for us to recognize each and every achievement of our student body at today's event. However, everyone seated here today should be proud of their accomplishments in the classroom, on the playing fields and stage, and for their service that they have provided to our community. Faculty and families, please join me in honoring the achievements of all of our students this year. Honors Day is designed to reflect the mission of Darlington School. Today's award recipients epitomize learning with passion, acting with integrity, and serving with respect. We will now begin the presentation of awards, and I would like to introduce Katie Dempsey, Georgia House District 13 representative.
Well, good afternoon and congratulations to each and every one of you, to your parents, your family, your friends, everyone who's helped you get to this day. What a great celebration this is, and I hope that you can breathe deep and enjoy every moment of it, because it's going to pass by pretty quickly. The next few days and hours will. When I step into Darlington, it's like stepping into a sacred place. This place means so very much to my entire family. My son and daughter graduated from here, my daughter-in-law. It's just full of blessings and full of joy, and it's unique. It is not this place that you find in other campuses and other schools. So I hope that as each of you prepare to take these next big steps, you've had pretty big ones here, there's no doubt, this is so unique. But as you prepare to step off of this campus and go across the world, which for some of you I know is home, I hope that you will experience so very much, that you will open every door, meet every new person, embrace every opportunity that comes before you. But then I hope that you'll continue to hold in your heart the very special moment in time this was. The relationships, the encouragers, the teachers, everyone that helped you get to this point. And if Georgia is your home, I hope at the end of the next steps, you'll consider coming back and making it your permanent home. If Rome, Georgia is your permanent home, that's even better. It is my privilege to come to you today and present a House resolution to two very special people in our midst. Your star student, Arnold Meow. Yes. And Kelly McDermott. So a House resolution is something that is quite a privilege. Not everyone asks for them, not everyone gets them. But I am here on behalf not only of myself, but Representative Lumsden and Scoggins, who also are involved in Floyd County, represent you there in the House. And it is just so important to us. Education, period, number one, everywhere, with every breath we take. But this is to particularly pat Arnold and Kelly on the back for the work and the relationship you have had. No doubt Arnold is well, that's a good thing now, y'all, but I like the joy that's in the room. Y'all are going to have a big time this weekend, I can tell. Arnold is a gifted student at Darlington and has been recognized for many superlative achievements throughout Darlington and throughout his career. But also, he was selected as a star student. And what that means to some of you who may not be familiar with it, it means that he was chosen, he actually did the hard work to achieve the highest score in one administration of the three-part SAT and was also in the top 10% of his class. Each star student, there is one at each school. Some schools have figured out a way to say people have tied, so we're going with that. But here, you are the one, the bright and shining star. And each student gets to pick one teacher. And he chose Kelly. What an honor that is to recognize you for that, I do believe. So undoubtedly, you are a team, and I think that is great. Arnold, you have personified the selfless dedication, mental agility, verbal adroitness, and personal maturity necessary for superlative academic performance, and the state of Georgia applauds you for that. I want to give you this resolution that was read, adopted, voted upon, signed in the Georgia House of Representatives, and now a part of Georgia history yourself. Thank you so much.
And now, please welcome Colonel John DeLoach as he comes forward to make a special presentation.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be around these very successful young men and women, especially when you look today with bought scholarships and paid for universities, that to be around these successful folks who have earned it. And I wish you folks nothing but the success in your careers as you move forward. I'm Johnny DeLoach, Air Force retired and graduate of the Air Force Academy class of '68. I'm here to give an appointment to an exceptional young student from this school who's excelled both academically and athletically. An appointment to the academy is similar to a full ride scholarship, and it goes with an additional monthly payment to each cadet. Last time I looked, it was somewhere, the four-year education was valued somewhere over $500,000 for the 4 years. So keep your tax money current, please. I want to be able to talk a little bit about where that money goes so you feel a little more comfortable about that kind of expenditure. A couple of things about the academy, if you will bear with me. The university, if you don't know where it is in Colorado Springs. It sits at the base of the eastern slope of the Rocky Mountains. The campus sits at 7,250 feet and is the highest elevation of any university in the country. Academically, it's ranked number 3 in the nation for all public colleges and universities. It's also got the 6th best engineering program, both public and private, nationally, and one of the leaders in developing Rhodes Scholars. Probably around 4,200 students, give or take, each year. But here's the key. There are probably 15,000 applications every year to get an appointment. Out of that, some 1,200 people get an appointment, so there's less than 10% acceptance. So very, very tough to get in. Recently, the Academy opened the Center for Character and Leadership Development, and they have international recognition and symposia annually, not just for the cadets, for leaders all around the nation. Cadets graduate with a Bachelor of Science degree and commissioned as a second lieutenant. About half of those will go to pilot training, and interestingly enough, as times change, 20% of that 50% are going as drone pilots. The other half either go to graduate school or some extremely technical positions, as the Air Force is now lead for the Space Command and Cyber Command. Colton, come up here, young man. I looked at the calendar before I came, and exactly 6 weeks from today, Colton's going to be waking up for his first full day as a cadet to start basic training. Now, let me kind of tell you where that goes. Sometime around 5 or 5:30, one of the seniors will tap on his door, not to scare him awake or anything, but just to kind of get him going. And then they will come in and ask, as an invitation, very politely, if he would like to join them for a nice, invigorating jog around the campus. When they're finished with that, he gets to have a nice, relaxing shower, no more than 30 seconds, and then followed by a sumptuous breakfast buffet. All those things are going to happen, but maybe the adjectives are a little bit out of whack for that. But more importantly, after breakfast, he and all of his classmates will form up on the terrazzo. They'll be asked to raise their right hand and swear allegiance to the Constitution of the United States to protect and defend. Solemn oath that doesn't just stay with him for the time at the Air Force Academy or his Air Force career. It's a lifelong oath that sometimes will bear some heavy burdens. But I know Colton, and I tell you what, he will fulfill those obligations with honor and distinction. So it's my honor, on behalf of the President, the Superintendent of the Academy, and the citizens of the United States who he will represent, to sign Colton Kenneth Woods as a cadet at the United States Air Force Academy class of 2023.
Appropriately, we will begin the awards by recognizing 54 of our seniors who have been offered 97 merit scholarships from many different colleges throughout the country for their academic, athletic, artistic, and leadership achievement. These scholarships offers have totaled approximately $6.7 billion in value, and that does not include the Hope Scholarships. These scholarships have already individually been announced in the Lakeside lines as they were received throughout the year. But I now ask those 54 seniors to stand as a group. Stand as a group. And all of us at Darlington are very proud of all of you seniors who have distinguished yourself by earning these scholarships. Please join me in congratulating them again. The Edward Nixon McKay Memorial Scholarships. These $1,000 college scholarships were established in a trust fund by the late Lucia N. McKay to provide college tuition for worthy students. This year's recipients are James Darrell Hall, Jr., Rome, Georgia, Elliot James Kinney, Rome, Georgia, and Luke William Gober, Rome, Georgia. Congratulations. The Williamson Prize. This $2,000 prize is given by Douglas F. Williamson, Jr., class of '48, in memory of his parents and in honor of his 50th Darlington reunion, in hopes of encouraging attendance at Amherst College or other New England private colleges and universities by Darlington students, and especially students from the Deep South. This year's recipient of the Williamson Prize, who will be attending Amherst College, is Ching-Ji Arnold Miao, Kowloon Bay, Hong Kong.
The Julia Quigg Dodd Memorial Scholarship. The Julia Quigg Dodd Memorial Scholarship is given by the National Creative Society in recognition of creative excellence to that senior who plans to pursue a degree in the creative or fine arts. This year's recipients go to two people, Natalie Faith Hora, U Harley, Georgia, and Hushwan George Sheng from Shenzhen, China.
The Phi Beta Kappa Book Award. Founded in 1776, Phi Beta Kappa is the oldest and most prestigious of the academic honor societies in the United States. This award is presented annually by the Phi Beta Kappa chapter of Georgia to a Darlington student who exemplifies the highest level of academic, ethical, and social commitment reflective of the principles of Phi Beta Kappa. This year's recipient is Jing Neil Ying, Xinjiang, China. Who is not here. He may be in an AP exam. The Harvard Club Award. The Harvard Club of Georgia sponsors this award to honor an outstanding junior at Darlington who has demonstrated both intellectual and personal promise through scholarship, character, and achievement in various other fields. This year's recipient is Joseph Franklin Manning II, Rome, Georgia. The Yale Book Award, sponsored by the Yale Club of Georgia and given to a junior who has exhibited outstanding character and intellectual promise, excellence in non-academic pursuits, exceptional leadership skills, and noteworthy contributions to the community. This year's recipient is Zhejiang Gordon Gao, Shanghai, China.
The Swanee Club Award for Excellence. The Swanee Club Award is presented by the University of the South to a member of the junior class who has demonstrated excellence in writing and the promise of continued outstanding writing achievement in the future. The student chosen should also demonstrate academic scholarship, leadership, and involvement in the school community. This year's recipient is Casey Nicole Barnett of Cedartown, Georgia.
Thank you, sir.
The Wellesley College Book Award. The Atlanta Wellesley Club sponsors this award to honor a female student in the junior class who has an exceptional academic record and has made a significant personal contribution to her school or community. This year's recipient is Frances Isabel Fields, Kingston, Georgia.
Class scholarship awards are presented to those undergraduates who have the highest average in each grade. The senior award will be presented at graduation. This year's recipient for 9th grade is Sarah Frances Tennell of Rome, Georgia. The 10th grade recipient is Stephen Yan, Shanghai. The 11th grade recipient is Casey Nicole Barnett, Cedartown, Georgia. The Hanks Medal for Scholarship. Named for J. Daniel Hanks Sr., Darlington class of 1927, the Hanks Medal for Scholarship is presented to the student with the highest average in grades 9 through 12. This year's recipient is Sarah Frances Tennell of Rome, Georgia.
The Paul J. King R.M. Yankee Award for Excellence in Mathematics. This award is given in memory of the late Paul J. King and R.M. Yankee in recognition of their profound influence upon the lives of the students, and in particular upon the lives of the donors. the late Robert, class of 49, and G. Ogden Persons, class of 53. This annual award is made to that student who has demonstrated excellence in mathematics. This year's recipient is Rebecca Zhang, Shanghai, China. The Rensselaer Medal. The Rensselaer Medal was established by Rensselaer Polytech Institute in order to recognize superlative academic achievement and to promote careers in science, engineering, and technology. It is awarded to a promising junior who has distinguished themselves in mathematics and science. This year's recipient is Belle Zhu, Shanghai, China.
Established in the memory of the late John Rood Cunningham, Jr., who is a member of the Darlington community for more than 30 years. This award is presented to that student of physics who, in the judgment of the science department, is most deserving. This year's recipient is David Tao, Shanghai, China. He just set a trend right there. The Everett E. Porter Award for Excellence in Chemistry Laboratory. The Everett E. Porter Award was established by Mr. Charles A. Height of Rome, Georgia, in memory of Dr. Everett E. Porter. This award recognizes excellence in laboratory work in chemistry. This year's recipient is Stephen Yan, Shanghai, China. The A.J. Huffman Memorial Award. Established by classmates and friends of the late Butch Huffman, class of 1967, this award is given to that student in chemistry who has demonstrated the highest achievement in this course. This year's recipient is Nia Evelina Lapanen, Lahti, Finland. The George A. Dorsey Award. This award is given in loving remembrance of George Andrew Dorsey, a longtime teacher whose examples of gentleness and concern deeply influenced decades of Darlington students and faculty. It recognizes the student who is distinguished by their quest for knowledge and their love of living things. This year's recipients are Casey Rocco Zazzaro, Rome, Georgia, and Colin Stevens Zazzaro, Rome, Georgia. The Lead Programmer Award. The Lead Programmer Award honors the student who has achieved significant skill in computer programming and robot control, demonstrating exceptional determination and ingenuity and technical problem solving. This year's recipient is Ingrid Wu, Sichuan, China. The Engineering Leadership Award. The Engineering Leadership Award honors a student who has developed significant expertise in multiple engineering applications, including robot mechanics and computer-aided design. This award recipient has also shown remarkable leadership through his or her mentorship of fellow engineering students. This year's recipient is Zenith Han, Beijing, China.
The Jeffrey M. Horsfield Scroll. This award is presented to the senior honor student whose interest, keen insight, and high performance have caused this student to excel in the field of history. This year's recipient is Ron Miniar, Rome, Georgia. The DAR Medal for American History. The Xavier Chapter, National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution, recognizes a student demonstrating excellence and outstanding work in the study of American history. This year's recipient is Dawson Shag Williams, Rome, Georgia.
The Global Scholars Award. 3 Darlington students have successfully completed the Global Studies program for 2018-2019. A Global Scholar is one that has acquired a deep understanding of world issues from different perspectives, has developed empathy and a sense of their own role as global citizens. It is with great pleasure that I present these 3 students, now equipped to make significant contributions to the global community. Amelia Grace Allen, Rome, Georgia. Olivia Joanne Harper, Rome, Georgia. And Marissa Joan Joseph, Ackworth, Georgia.
The EV Register Award. This award is given in honor of EV Register to that student who has shown great interest in the study of English and has demonstrated excellence in both writing and the appreciation of literature. This year's recipient is Marissa Joan Joseph, Ackworth, Georgia. The Rena Patton Award recognizes excellence or great promise in an area of creative writing by a Darlington student. The award is established in appreciation for the teaching and influence of Ms. Patton on Diane Allison Bellamy, class of 1990. This year's recipient is Michael Ponle, Lagos, Nigeria.
The George W. Awesome Award. This award is given in honor of George W. Awesome, who gave the gift of pleasure and the arts to Darlington students for many years. It is presented to the junior who enjoys and excels in the subject areas involving the humanities, history, English, foreign language, and the fine arts. This year's recipient is Lee Chelsea Barnes, Rome, Georgia. The George and Betsy Awesome Senior Art Collection was established to honor the finest senior artists and the studio art programs that guided them. Chosen by a jury selection, these works will be on permanent display at Darlington School. This year's artists are Madison Lee Andrew, Jefferson, Georgia; Hayden Diane Baldwin, Center, Alabama; Emily Elizabeth Lee Brandon, Taylorsville, Georgia; Catherine Ann Chun, Ackworth, Georgia; J.J. Ukbe Jr., Lagos, Nigeria; Elva Wang, Marietta, Georgia; George Zhang, Sichuan, China; and Beatrice Zulaga Garcia, Valencia, Venezuela.
The American Choral Directors Association National Student Award. The American Choral Directors Association National Student Awards are given to 2 outstanding seniors who have demonstrated a sincere love of music through the art of choral singing. This year's recipients are Jiashuan Zenith Han from Beijing, China, and Gabriel Jose Zuluaga Garcia from Valencia, Venezuela. The Darlington School Chorus Award, given by the Denny family in memory of Worth Moser and those students who have given their time and talents to a rich tradition of choral music at Darlington. The Darlington School Chorus Award is awarded to the senior student who has contributed the most to the Darlington Choral Department during their senior year. This year's recipient is Julia Verzino from Rome, Georgia.
The Chorus Darlington Players Achievement Awards. The Chorus Darlington Players Achievement Awards are given for unselfish dedication and service to the Darlington Players and the choral department. This year's recipients are
Margaret Lee Inman from Rome, Georgia, and Zheng Neil Yin from Shenyang, China.
the Darlington Players Awards for Acting. The Darlington Players Awards for Acting are awarded for outstanding contribution in dramatic performance. This year's recipients are Morgan Lila Ivester, Tryon, Georgia, and Owen Daniel Payne, Armurchie, Georgia. The Darlington Players Award for Production. The Darlington Players Award for Production is awarded for outstanding contribution in dramatic and technical production. This year's recipient is Olivia Ann Barfield, Rome, Georgia. The McKimmie Wilkinson Passion Award is awarded to that freshman cast member who is not a lead, but rather a member of the ensemble who shows dedication and passion to the production in which he or she participated. This year's recipient is Mason Landon Jake Zanoni, Rome, Georgia.
The John Philip Sousa Award. The Philip Sousa Award is given in recognition for outstanding achievement and interest in instrumental music, for singular merit and loyalty and cooperation, and for displaying those high qualities of conduct that school instrumental music requires. This year's recipient is Olivia Joanne Harper, Rome, Georgia. McKimmie Wilkinson Percussion Scholarship. This award is given annually in memory of Clay McKimmie and Sean Wilkinson. Sean and Clay were active percussionists in Darlington's former steel drum band. This award is given to two current percussionists who are members of either the band or the orchestra so that they may attend a music summer camp of their choosing. This year's recipients are Amelia Grace Allen, Rome, Georgia, and Morgan Lee Ivester, Tryon, Georgia.
The D.M. McNall Awards. These awards are presented to those seniors who typify the best qualities of a scholar athlete, have an overall average of 90 or better, and have lettered in at least 2 sports. This year's recipients are Casey Alexis Kemp, Nassau, Bahamas, Jackson Connor Eady, Rome, Georgia. The C.J. Wyatt Senior Award, established in honor of Mr. C.J. Wyatt, former patron, friend, and trustee, and is awarded to the best male athlete in school. This year's recipient is Sloman Rhett McDermott, Rome, Georgia. The Joe Mull Memorial Award. This award was established by the late Dean Covington Sr. in memory of Joe Mull, an alumnus who lost his life in World War II. It is given to the most versatile male athlete in school. This year's recipient is Thomas Francis Eighth, Jr., Rome, Georgia. The Most Outstanding Female Athlete Award. Established by the late E.V. Register, this award is determined by a vote of the varsity coaches in all sports. This year's recipient is Sydney Brooke Seymour, Rome, Georgia. The Most Versatile Female Athlete Award. The Most Versatile Female Athlete Award is determined by a vote of the varsity coaches in all sports. This year's recipient is Annabelle Scott Braden, Silver Creek, Georgia.
The Kip Tillman Memorial Award. This award is given in memory of Anna Kip and Hannah Tillman, class of 2007, who passed away in the winter of their junior years and whose legacies have left a smile on the faces of everyone who knew them. Anna Kipp and Hannah Tillman were both bright young ladies who possessed bold personalities, infectious smiles, and a willingness to always make time for friends and stranger alike. Most of all, great loyalty, all of which earned them our love and respect. The recipient of this award is a junior girl that best exemplifies the characteristics of an athlete and an artist who demonstrates a love for life and a genuine acceptance of the people around her. This year's recipient is Juliana Chloe Duck, Rome, Georgia.
The Class Citizenship Awards. As chosen by the faculty, these awards are to be presented to the boy and girl in each class, both resident and day, who have proven to be overall friends to the school and its students by loyalty, kindness, attendance, allegiance, and other good citizen attitudes. A total of 16 awards will be given, so please hold your applause until all names have been called. This year's recipients are as follows. Class Citizenship Awards, 9th grade day girl, Catherine Rose Davidson, Rome, Georgia. 9th grade day boy, Thomas Dooley Monroe, Cedartown, Georgia. 9th grade resident girl, Shang Corrine Lian, Datong City, China. 9th grade resident boy, Weezy William Fung, Shanghai, China. 10th grade day girl, Emma Jane Good, Rome, Georgia. 10th grade day boy, Joseph Lawson Brown, Rome, Georgia. 10th grade resident girl, Tanya Elizabeth Maples, Hampton Cove, Alabama. 10th grade resident boy, Rayhan Darcy, Dhahran, Saudi Arabia. 11th grade day girl, Train Min Dang, Adairsville, Georgia. 11th grade day boy, William Blair McLean, Rome, Georgia. 11th grade residential girl, Alachi Renee Mbakwe, Lagos, Nigeria. 11th grade residential boy, Hui Minh Nguyen, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam. 12th grade day girl, Hannah Marie Willerson, Silver Creek, Georgia. 12th grade day boy, Clayton Scott Tillery, Cedartown, Georgia. 12th grade residential girl, Madeline Scout Knight, Gray, Georgia. 12th grade residential boy, Benjamin Alfred Duke, Gainesville, Georgia.
The Worth Moser Award. The Worth Moser Award was established by John McFarland, class of '63, and Johnny McFarland, class of '86, an award to the senior who has demonstrated the greatest commitment to the Darlington motto, wisdom more than knowledge, service beyond self, and honor above everything. This year's recipient is Catherine Ann Chun. DAR Good Citizenship Award. The DAR Good Citizenship Award is sponsored by the Daughters of the American Revolution Xavier Chapter and given to the outstanding student who is showing through leadership, honor, courage, patriotism, and unselfish service those high standards necessary to be a responsible citizen. This year's recipient is Isabella Morris Nkema. The Ray A. Kroc Youth Achievement Award. The Ray A. Kroc Youth Achievement Award was established in memory of Ray A. Kroc, founder of McDonald's Restaurants and a great believer in young people and their contributions to our society. McDonald's Ray A. Kroc Award recipient is an outstanding senior who has earned the respect of his or her teachers and peers through notable contributions to the school in the areas of citizenship, leadership, scholarship, sportsmanship, and to this community. This year's recipient is Elliot James Kinney. George Eastman Young Leaders Award. Sponsored by the University of Rochester, this award is given to a member of the junior class who has shown strong leadership experience at school and in their community while maintaining high grades in challenging courses. This student also contributes a great deal of time to extracurricular activities. This year's recipient is Dawson Shag Williams.
Morgan Sicily Love of Life Award. This award is given in memory of Morgan Sicily, who as a ninth grader left an indelible smile in the memory of the Darlington community because of her contagious love for living. The recipient of this award is a ninth grade resident girl who has demonstrated a zeal for life, a graciousness of spirit, and a generosity with laughter. This year's recipient is Maria Eduarda Pelogio Pinto from Sao Paulo, Brazil.
The Bo Satterfield Spirit of Life Award. This award commemorates the life and spirit of Boyd G. Satterfield, who died on February 3rd, 1993. This award is not intended to recognize academic achievement alone, but importantly will recognize a spirit, an attitude, and a capacity for living that reaches beyond the normal range of achievement or experience. This award celebrates the accomplishment and characteristics of a young person whose life reflects the highest ideals of our society. This year's recipient is Stephen Yan, Shanghai, China.
The Angelin Hollingsworth Johnson Memorial Awards. The Angelin Hollingsworth Johnson Memorial Awards are presented to the senior boy and girl who best exemplify Christian ideals and commitments. This year's recipients are, their names are, they're not in here. Yeah, they're not in the book. Kinley Dawn Sanders and Sloman Rhett McDermott.
The Wesley N. Coleman Memorial Award is given to that senior boy and senior girl who combine outstanding scholastic achievement with outstanding school spirit. This year's recipients are Allison Joy Hagler, Rome, Georgia, and Joshua Gibson Hicks, Cave Spring, Georgia.
the Godfrey Smith Family Award for General Excellence. Established by Godfrey and Patty Hill Smith of Tallahassee, Florida, in lasting appreciation for Darlington's profound influence on the lives of their sons, William Godfrey Smith, Jr., class of 1972, and Robert Hill Smith, class of 1978. This award is presented annually to a resident senior boy who, through leadership, scholarship, and school spirit, best exemplifies the traditions of Darlington. This year's recipient is Yudong Victor Zhu, Shandong, China. The Coxwell Kerr Award. Established by Mr. and Mrs. Milton Coxwell of Monroeville, Alabama, in honor of Anne Rooney Kerr, Thornwood, class of 1965, and in recognition of her devotion to the Rome Parents Program, and in honor of their children, William John Nelson Coxwell, class of 1998, and Clara Stewart Coxwell, class of 2000. This award is given to that senior boarding student with at least 3 years in residence whose leadership, character, scholarship, and spiritual life best exemplify the aims and ideals of the boarding tradition of Darlington School. This year's recipient, Yachi Ellen Zhang, Jinyan, China. The John Glenn Awards. Established by Mr. and Mrs. Jack Glenn in appreciation of the influence of Darlington School on their son, John Glenn, class of 1983. These awards are presented annually to that resident senior boy and girl who have shown the greatest improvement academically and socially in their experience at Darlington. They must have been resident students here for at least 2 years. This year's recipients are Madison Lee Andrew, Jefferson, Georgia, and Anthony John Pierre Diaz, Nassau, Bahamas. The R.M. Yankee Faculty Award for Excellence in Teaching. This award is given to honor Helen B. and Richard M. Yankee for 46 years of faithful service to Darlington School. The recipient is chosen to honor the faculty member who represents the ideals of scholarship, commitment, and dedication to young people, both in and out of the classroom. This year's recipient is Kelly McDermott.
The Parents' Choice Award. Established in 2001 by the Darlington Parents Association, the Parents' Choice Award is selected from parents' nominations and awarded to a distinguished member of the faculty or staff who has shown significant commitment to the school, its mission, and students. The recipient of this award has served the school for at least 5 years, possesses great skill and leadership ability, demonstrates a commitment to the Darlington motto, is a faithful member of the Darlington community, and epitomizes its cooperative spirit. The Upper School Tiger Pride is pleased to present this year's award to Kim Tennell. significant contributions to the Darlington Community Award. The Upper School Tiger Pride desires to honor a teacher who excels in enthusiasm, participation, and leadership to help make Darlington School a better place to be. The Upper School Tiger Pride is pleased to present this year's award to Eddie Guth. Excellence in Teaching Award. The Upper School Tiger Pride wishes to recognize and honor the faculty by presenting the Excellence in Teaching Award to a teacher who has demonstrated excellence in the classroom, teaching by expecting and encouraging excellence in students. The Upper School Tiger Pride is pleased to present this year's award to Justin Mercer.
School faculty and students, I would like to thank you for your service to our community. We have greatly benefited from your leadership as the Tiger Pride president this school year. Please accept this gift as a token of our appreciation.
The William Gordon Neville Jr. Student Council Faculty Award. This award is presented by the Student Council to that faculty member who has demonstrated exceptional dedication, service, and assistance to the Darlington student body. This year's recipient is Mr. Al Shorey. The Rhonda F. Mixon Award. Established by the student leaders she inspired, the Rhonda F. Mixon Award honors that senior student council member who embodies the enthusiasm, dedication, and love of Darlington School that Rhonda Mixon brought to our student council during her many years of service as its advisor. This year's recipient is John Ugbe Jr., Lagos, Nigeria.
Charles Scott Award. Established by the 1967 intramural champions to honor the memory of the late Charles Scott, the award is continued by the family of Charles A. Height, class of 32. The Charles Scott Award is awarded to that boarding senior who, through the course of the year, has shown the greatest concern for, interest in, and consideration of fellow students. The recipient is selected by the votes of the senior class officers and the senior members of the Honor Council and the Y Cabinet. This year's recipient is Guilherme Plogia Pinto, São Paulo, Brazil. The Sydenham Howell Award. This award was established by Dr. Albert Sidney Johnson from Charlotte, North Carolina, and continued by the Y Cabinet. A Bible is awarded to that senior, other than an officer of the Y Cabinet, who has contributed most to the spiritual life of the school during the academic year. This year's recipient is Thomas Francis Atha Jr., Rome, Georgia.
The Barbara Ware Book Award. The Barbara Ware Book Award is presented to that senior who, through scholarship and service, has demonstrated an outstanding commitment to a future of harmony, justice, and opportunity for all people. This year's recipient is Marissa Joan Joseph, Ackworth, Georgia.
In recognition of the value placed on service to others, St. Lawrence University presents this award to honor the achievements of a junior who has displayed a significant commitment to community service. This year's recipient is Abigail Grace Yerke of Rome, Georgia.
This award is presented to a 10th grader who has demonstrated exemplary community service efforts in addition to maintaining a superlative academic standing. This year's recipient is Sarah Alice Barngrover, Columbus, Georgia.
The Darlington School Community Service Award is given to honor a senior for volunteer community service. This year's recipient is Amelia Grace Allen, Rome, Georgia.
The Darlington School Jabberwock Award. This year's Jabberwock Award honors that staff member who has made the greatest contribution to the yearbook. This year's recipient is Grace Catherine Cutler-Wagshall, Rome, Georgia. The Darlingtonian Award. This award is presented to the student who, in the opinion of the advisor to the Darlingtonian, has been the most valuable to the publication. We have 2 recipients this year. They are Elizabeth Grace Lester, Cartersville, Georgia, and Marissa Joan Joseph, Ackworth, Georgia. The Darlington School Inkslinger Award. The Inkslinger Award is presented to the student who has made the most valuable contribution to the publication of the literary magazine, both in dedication and achievement. This year's recipient is William Alexander Green, Rome, Georgia. The Darlington School Inkslinger Creative Award. The Inkslinger Creative Award is presented to the student whose work published in the literary magazine shows, in the opinion of the advisor to the Inkslinger, the most creative thought and use of language. This year's recipient is Chengzi Arnold Miao, Kowloon Bay, Hong Kong.
The Alice Cooper Griffin Memorial School Service Awards are presented to the senior girl and boy who have shown the greatest service and loyalty to the school, but have not been recognized by election or appointment to a high office. This year's recipients are Hayden Diane Baldwin of Center, Alabama, and Jackson Connor Eady, Rome, Georgia.
The Walker Smith Awards for Unselfish Service are awarded to those seniors who have made the most unselfish contribution of their time and effort to the life of Darlington School. This year's recipients are Ashley Marie Hankinson of Kingston, Georgia, and J.J. Ugby Jr. of Lagos, Nigeria.
Darlington School Y Cabinet Award. The Y Cabinet, Darlington's student-led religious life organization, has been blessed this year to be guided by a young woman of great Christian faith, leadership, and a heart for others. She took on the presidency of the Y Cabinet with a true seriousness of purpose. I'm so grateful to her for her partnership, support, kindness, patience, and unfailingly positive attitude this year. Her leadership has set a high standard for others to follow in years to come. This award goes to our president, Ashley Marie Hankinson, Kingston, Georgia.
The Darlington School Discipline Committee Award. The president of the Discipline Committee can be one of the most difficult positions of leadership for students at Darlington. They are expected to lead 8 other students and 4 faculty members in maintaining a high standard of behavior in our student body. This president has been a model of a leader who listens intently to others' points of view and deeply considers what is best for the individual as well as what is best for Darlington. His experience and guidance will be sorely missed, but we know that those who saw him lead will continue his legacy of appreciation for Darlington and its students. This award goes to the president of the DC, J.J. Ugbe, Lagos, Nigeria.
The Honor Council Award. The ability to connect with one's peers is a distinctive attribute of a natural leader. Add to that exceptional character, setting the example of integrity for fellow students. This young man has guided the council in respectful and thoughtful consideration for each case this year. This award goes to our president, Thomas Francis, 8th Jr., Rome, Georgia.
The Student Council was created so students could have meaningful discussions about the school and have a platform to meet with the administration to discuss the direction of the institution. This year, the Student Council has done a tremendous job of giving the student body a voice and improving the student experience. Darlington and I are grateful for the effort and hard work that has been put in by this year's student body president, Andrew Stanley Brunt of Cartersville, Georgia.
The Centennial Cup is an award given annually to a well-deserving house that has set itself apart in various aspects of school life. Houses are awarded points for the Centennial Cup in activities including academic standing, rumpus, and community service hours. This year's winner epitomized the standard of excellence that the Darlington House System represents. Through leadership, scholarship, and fellowship, this house has excelled as this year's Centennial Cup Award winner. It is my honor to present this year's Centennial Cup to the prefects and head of house of Register.
The Directors Awards are presented on Honors Day to a boy and girl from the senior class for their outstanding contributions to Darlington and for making a difference in the life of the school. This year's recipients are Zenith Han from Beijing, China, and Omar Hamad from Dhahran, Saudi Arabia.
The Betts Master Teacher Award is given in memory of the late Oscar Betts, class of 1919, who endowed the award. The recipient is selected by the head of school with the advice of the assistant head of school for academic resources and the upper and pre-K 8 directors from candidates nominated by the members of the graduating class. The Betts Award, therefore, is not only the gift of the school, but of the graduating class. It is symbolic of the graduates' appreciation for the many teachers who contributed to their learning and growth while students at Darlington. This year's recipient is Mike Hudson.
I would like to take a moment as we conclude to congratulate all those who won an award today. Know that we are very proud of you and that you should be proud of your accomplishments. My favorite part of today is the genuine enthusiasm that you all showed for each other when someone else won an award. That was and is a special moment for you as an individual and for us as an institution. And that enthusiasm, and I'm not just talking about you, Stephen, I'm talking about everybody, is part of what makes Darlington such a great place. So thank you for that. Let's give yourselves a hand. I appreciate that very much. Honors Day marks the final time that the entire upper school community will gather in one place. And in that regard, it fits that phrase, bittersweet. We are happy to be nearing the end of another school year, and certainly happy to be celebrating the graduation of the class of 2019. But we're also a little sad, because believe it or not, we will miss you. We will miss you over the summer. We will miss you as you go off to college and other adventures. And you are a part of us and a part of this school for all time. It's amazing to think how much happens over the course of a school year. There are moments of great happiness. There are moments of sadness. There are little things that seem like a big deal. And there are big things that happen that we don't take the time to fully appreciate because sometimes we move too quickly on to the next thing. One of those things that happened not here at Darlington but in the larger world that I reflected on this week as I looked at the Jabberwock was the passing of George Herbert Walker Bush back in December, the 41st President of the United States. And the first thing I thought of was two very clear personal memories of President Bush that interestingly enough, both centered around the idea of his being a one-term president. We hear that a lot these days, one-termers. In 1992, when Bush was running for re-election, one of the presidential debates which included Bush as the incumbent, Bill Clinton as the Democratic challenger, and hopefully a guy some of you have heard of through your classes named Ross Perot, an independent third-party candidate, was held on the campus of the University of Richmond, which is where I attended college. And it was a big deal. There were a lot of trucks and people and media and stuff like that. And that debate, I remember clearly, is famous because during the debate, during one of Clinton or Perot's answers, Bush is caught looking at his watch, which I'm guessing some of you may be doing now. Well, his opponents seized on that, and they took it to show that Bush was out of touch, and they didn't really care anymore. He didn't have time for the people. And I've always remembered that. That's always stuck with me. And the second thing about that election is that that was the first presidential election that I ever voted in. And I voted for George Bush in that election. And it's reminded me that we have great opportunities ahead of us. One of those, if you have the opportunity, is to vote and to have your voice heard and to make sure your voice is heard. And during convocation last fall, I asked you not to count the days, but to make the days count. And I hope that each of you can look back on this year and say that, yes, I made the days count. Well, sometimes when someone dies, and oftentimes, sadly, when someone dies, we learn a lot more about them, and we stop and we think a lot more about them. And what I learned about George Herbert Walker Bush in December was that he was a man who made his days count. Not just as President of the United States, but in all the things that he did with his family, with his service to the country, in business, philanthropy. And he did so by following a life code. His life code, as he called it, was very simple. And I want to share it with you now as we close today. Tell the truth. Don't blame other people. Be strong. Do your best. Try hard. Forgive. Stay the course. And I might add to that list to be grateful. We should thank Mrs. Evans for all the effort that she puts into making today's ceremony possible. Thank you, Mrs. Evans. And we as a school and we as a community need to be thankful for the life and legacy of people like A.J. Huffman and Anna Kipp and Hannah Tillman and so many more who left their mark while being taken too soon. We need to be grateful for the generosity and the sacrifice of the many families like the Hanks and the Smiths who helped sustain this school through their generosity and their gifts. We need to be grateful for the faculty and staff like Gordon Neville and Randa Mixon who helped pave the way. And we need to be thankful for the energy and the dedication of our current faculty and staff. Thank you, faculty and staff, for all that you do. And perhaps most importantly, we need you, our students, to know that we are thankful for you. We are proud of you, and we are grateful for the many, many contributions that you make to Darlington. It is always my honor at this time to ask for the last time that the class of 2019 lead us out.
Nice job. Congratulations.